Could the Earth stop rotating one day? And if it did, how would this affect our planet? About 4.5 billion years ago, a huge cloud of gas and dust collapsed under its own gravity and started to spin. As swirls of materials gathered within this cloud, they eventually gave birth to our solar system, including Earth. Our home planet kept spinning as it brought its own mass closer to itself and has conserved this angular momentum ever since. It's a lot like when an ice skater pulls in their arms to spin faster. Earth has been able to keep spinning ever since it came into existence because no forces are acting to stop it. But could the Earth stop rotating someday? The only thing that could alter the Earth's rotation is if a large object, such as another planet, were to crash into it. But even that would not stop the Earth from rotating and would only change the way it normally spins. But let's imagine that some magical force caused the Earth to stop spinning entirely. The good news is that it wouldn't be a concern for very long, because the consequences would almost immediately be catastrophic. Our planet rotates around itself from west to east. The spin is faster at the equator and slower at the poles. This causes friction to develop, and in return, we are affected by inertia. If the Earth were to stop rotating around itself, we and everything else tied to the ground would be violently thrown towards the east at a speed of 1,770 kilometers per hour. It is highly unlikely that anyone would survive such a crash. That's because the atmosphere would still be in motion with the Earth's original 1,770 kilometers per hour rotation speed. It would create strong winds that would erase all the land masses of anything not attached to their bedrock. In addition to that, the strong winds created by the sudden halt and the lack of interaction between the moon and the tides would immediately cause tsunamis that are miles high to tower and crash over the land. In the unlikely event anyone does survive all of that, they would be outrightly exposed to the gruesome cosmic rays that the Earth's atmosphere currently protects us from. On a lighter but still tragic note, there would be no more Northern Lights show for survivors either. That is because the Earth's magnetic fields would begin to disintegrate, leaving our planet exposed to the deadly cosmic radiations and the charged particles emitted by the sun. Of course, even if it stopped spinning, the Earth would still be revolving around the sun, but without its spin, both sides of the Earth would be facing the sun for half of the revolution period. In other words, Earth would be tidally locked to the sun, just like the moon is tidally locked to the Earth. This means that one day would last as long as one revolution period or 1 year. Any surviving organism on Earth that doesn't spin would experience 6 months of scorching summer heat and 6 months of harsh winter cold. In a motionless Earth, the continents' shapes would start to look completely different. The gravity would be the strongest at the poles, and all the ocean water will migrate toward them, leaving only 2 massive oceans in the north and south. This would cause the formation of only one continent wrapped all around the Earth along the equator. Countries as we know them would be wiped off the map. Regardless of the outcomes of this event, there is no hint that such an event would happen. In fact, a recent study showed that Earth is actually spinning faster than usual, so humans of the future could actually experience shorter days than we do now.